Hi, I'm Josh. I'm 16 and I'll be driving the F4 Southeast Asia season with Black Arts Racing. My dad took me to KF1 to try cadet kart when I was 12 and I really enjoyed it. Then it was, I think, my 12th birthday where I moved up to a junior kart, and that's when I went to KF1 and started doing some races. I just found it as a really fun way to spend my time and a shared passion with my dad as well. So obviously I was just, driving for fun and enjoying it, but at the same time there was a drive and like a hunger. I would say it was a hobby, and now it's starting to get a bit more serious because I am at that age now. Just because I was good in a kart doesn't mean I'm going to be good in a car or a Formula car. So yeah, we just went up for a 2-day test in a Saga just for some videos to show that I can drive to get my license. And then that built up into a STCC race, which is now built up to me getting my national license and a release letter to do the F4 season. So obviously just made my debut, and yeah, working to my international scene now. A lot of the competitors have been driving F4 for a while and done a lot of seasons. With it being my second time I've ever been in the car, I would have already been behind. Felt like I was starting on the back foot. Like these guys were getting wet practice, dry practice. First session, I was pretty close to the pace. I think there's definitely some pressure, but I think I'm quite calm and stuff about it. But obviously there is that pressure. I don't want to waste the opportunity, and I want to catch the eyes of some manufacturers and the academies so I can get signed. And obviously looking back at my onboard after that, lots of little things I can improve that can get the lap time down. I definitely got some confidence out of that. As a rookie, you don't have to be the fastest, but as long as there's constant progression throughout the weekend, that's the main thing you want. So I think that was good. So when I came back in, they told me where I qualified, and I was a bit angry at myself not being able to get my lap time up, especially with, some of my teammates and my competition had somehow found a 1.5 seconds of lap time just in that one session. So I think that gave me more hunger to push. And obviously, if the grip is there, which we can see from the other people's times. And then the second session I think was a lot better. I was able to get clean laps. So I ended up finding 1.8 seconds, which is quite a big jump. And that put me in P6, which was P2 in rookie. So I think the progression there was really good, but would be a lot better if I could be on pace from the first session of the day there. So moving into race 1, I felt like there's nothing to lose, but also I want to make my way up without also taking too big of a risk. It was a safety car start because the weather was being a bit weird. Half the track it was wet, half the track it wasn't. Obviously with me missing the 3 days of testing where it was wet, I think that's where I was lacking a lot, where I didn't know what was a bit more sketchy in the wet and where the lines were. But basically turn 3, which is pretty much a flat, straight corner, I pushed a little too hard there, and pretty much I was going a little bit wide, tried to turn a bit more, the car couldn't do anything in the wet, and then it just snapped and put me in the gravel, which obviously not ideal for the result, but I think I learned quite a lot there. My mum provided me a lot of emotional support there, which I really appreciated.
So how braking seemed a problem?
I think she helped me quite a lot. And then I had a call with my dad and pretty much just told him what happened, and obviously he was watching, but yeah, he just kind of told me, he's made these mistakes 100 times before, and no one's start is perfect. These mistakes are not losses, they're more things you learn from, which I think was quite a good piece of advice. And it's really useful having my parents there to be able to tell me to take a step back, that it's all right and I just need to focus on the next day. You have to make mistakes to move forward, and this is just a small bump in the road that I'll use to gain some experience, learn from, and move on from. So race 2, starting in P9, P3 and rookie, I had a lot of places to gain. I would say I did quite well to get up 3 places, but I think I could have gone a lot further. I think I was stuck behind one of the cars and a little bit scared to overtake at the start, obviously, being a rookie and all, which then caused the gap in front to get bigger and bigger. So one lap I just decided to just dive bomb him on the inside and got past him, but by then the gap to the front was a little bit too far. But overall P6 I would say was actually quite good. I was quite happy with that. Just a recovery race, getting my confidence back up, really good performance, especially because everyone was on new tires and I was on old tires, so the grip definitely wasn't the best. But sadly, after an hour after the race, I was having lunch and I was told that I got disqualified. So sadly, we were about 200 milliliters off the fuel consumption amount. These things happen and it's not something that if I'm dwelling on it and I keep complaining, it's going to fix it. Rules are there to be enforced, and so sadly got disqualified. But that I was fully focused into race 3. The start wasn't the best, dropped from P6 to P7, but after a lap I got my place back. Then from then I was just chasing up to P5, and with me being on new tires, I think I was doing really well to catch up to him. And then all of a sudden there was a massive rain cloud came over. The track got really, really wet. We were planning on boxing just before safety car, to put on some rain tires, but then we saw how bad the rain was, and then it was a red flag. They took the result, so that's why I ended up in P6, which was pretty good to get a result for the weekend. And overall the weekend, I think the pace in race 3 was actually quite good, so I'm happy with that. Blackheart is a fantastic team. I'm really happy. Just disappointing what happened, and I don't think it's something that was done on purpose. Just things that happen every now and then. At least we learn what the mistake is, and I'm sure it won't happen again. Having 4 drivers, especially Rishon and Inigo, who are really experienced drivers, I think it's really good for me to be able to learn from them. They're all good mentors who I can learn from and improve a lot from. Malaysia was a positive experience, just getting my debut weekend done. Did well in things, didn't do well in other things, so I think learned a lot more about myself and the car as well, and the team and everything. So I think I have unfinished business in Sepang, so we'll see back in September. I'm quite confident for that and I can't wait to be back. Onwards to Thailand, so yeah, only up from here, so we'll see you in Thailand.